today we're going to talk about color mixing. This is my favorite color palette to use. I can get almost any color that I want from this color palette. So this is my primary go-to. This is Cadmium Yellow. This is called Quinacridone Magenta. So Quinacridone Magenta. This is Teal, and this is Ultramarine Blue. This blue is very important to making purple, and I'll show you why in just a second. So let's start by making orange. So, well, let me just say this. The primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. But I don't just use primary red, primary yellow, primary blue. No, I use this magenta because it gives me a more beautiful, brighter orange. Let me just start and I'll show you. So I'm gonna take a scoop. Actually, let me start the other way. I'm gonna take a scoop of yellow and I'm gonna put it right in between here. A scoop of yellow and put it here for the green. So, and this is just my base yellow. So this is just yellow, all right? So now I'm gonna take a little bit of Quinacridone Magenta and put it into my yellow to get orange. I'm gonna wipe my brush off because I like to keep my colors clean. So I'm gonna wipe that off a little bit on my towel, and I'm just gonna take a dab. You can always add more. It might be a little bit too much. And I'm just gonna go ahead and mix that in. So that's kind of a little bit darker than I would like it. Well, depends on what I'm painting, what I'm doing. So that's my orange, the Quinacridone, the magenta, and the cadmium yellow. All right. Now we're gonna move on to green. And I'm gonna take, my preference is the teal blue with the cadmium yellow. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that. Might be a little bit too much because I don't want it to overpower the yellow. So there we go. Green. And then I'm gonna show you why I don't use the magenta and teal to make purple. So you see what's left is purple, right? But the Quinacridone Magenta and the teal makes this kind of pewtery purple. I mean, it's okay, but this is not necessarily the purple I'm going for or that I want to start with, right? This might come into play while I'm painting or throughout the painting. You could use that certainly for something, but let me show you the purple you get when you use Ultramarine Blue and the the magenta. I'm gonna stop trying to say that word. So you get a much richer, deeper purple. Beautiful, just beautiful. And of course mine is more bluey because I have more ultramarine blue, but I could certainly turn it more purpley by adding more magenta. Let's put a little bit more magenta. You see I can get it more purpley by doing that. And that's what you get. So you see the big difference between this purple and this purple. Huge. Of course, this one is much richer. Also with the green, you can get a darker green just by adding a little bit of course you can go right into that, the blue, the ultramarine blue into the cad yellow, but you can also just take a little bit of blue, tad bit of this, just a tad, and get a nice darker, richer green. So there you have that. Let's put a little bit more because it's more like a cobalt green right now. Let's get a little bit more of this just to get like a green green. So now you have like a dark deep, rich green. So this is a green. And of course, this is a lime green. All right. And then one other thing I want to show you, of course, white is always your secret power to get all kinds of shades and tones. I'm going to put a dab of white right in the middle. Just put it on my brush and stick it right in the middle there. All right. I love to get, some colors I don't add white to, but if I want peach, one of my favorite colors to make, you can just add white to orange and get a nice, beautiful peachy color. Oop, my brush is a little bit dirty, so let me get that off because that will turn muddy really quickly because there was some green on there. So that's a nice peachy color. Of course, white into blue. Get a nice light blue. Same thing for the teal. My brush is kind of dirty with the blue, but you get the picture. I rarely put white into magenta, but this is what you get. And of course, you just get a lighter, more pastel-y lime green here. And of course, with the yellow, get that. Really, that's it. That's how you can get almost, this is my base color palette. I love to paint with this. As a matter of fact, I don't like to waste paint, so I'm gonna do a little something with this right quick and let this be maybe a background for a painting I'll do later. Now, let's talk about color theory real quick. I can paint this, of course, teal, this magenta, and orange, and even yellow. I can get that. Oh, this is actually pretty nice. And then coming into the green. I'm not really wiping off my brush. I'm wiping it off on the page, actually. So I'm not moving to the next color until I can feel it kind of dry underneath me. Or on the page, I feel it dry, then I can move on to the next color. Ooh, I kind of like this. This is what I love so much about art, like these beautiful, happy experiments. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. Oh, girl. Oh, that was nice. Oh, that was nice. That was fun. Wow, this was really a nice experiment. So I'm probably going to use this as a base for something. Okay, so now a little bit about color theory. What I want you to notice is how I am blending colors as they appear on the spectrum. So it's very easy to blend, let's say, the blues and the greens because they're very close in the spectrum, right? And you don't necessarily have to wait for those two to be completely dry to blend and to paint within and on top of each other. Now, when it comes to, like, let's just say if I had the blue next to the orange, I could not have done this same brush stroke moving back and forth with the blue into the orange because it would have become muddy. If I had the red next to the green and tried to go straight into it, or the magenta, sorry, right next to the green and tried to go straight into it, you see how it's across from each other on the palette? That would have turned muddy. That's how you can get brown, actually. It would have turned really, really muddy. Now, what I'm doing with the yellow, I had a little bit of yellow left over, and because I primarily brushed these colors out until they got a little bit dry on the brush, I'm now going back in with yellow, technically on the next layer, and just doing some like light brush strokes of yellow. And for me, again, that's why I like these happy little experiments, because really it wasn't about necessarily wanting to put the yellow there, but more about not wasting paint and what can I do with the paint in the moment. So Color theory is something that you learn over time. You have to just grow with it, and you have to flow with it and just grow as you learn. It's not something you pick up overnight, because it depends on how much paint is underneath, how much paint are you putting on top, how lightly are you going to make the brush stroke, how rough, how deep. So that's it. When it comes to color mixing, it can be really simple. You can also take it as far as your mind, as your imagination, as far as colors can go, using white and black and different mixtures of colors. But I will tell you this, be gentle with yourself in learning color theory. It will come to you as you continue to practice and keep growing. If you would like to work with me, if you would like to do this together step by step and even come up with some different color combinations together, we can do that. Check out my link below so you can see how you can work with me. Peace.